Here I am by this Faye. And by the way, let me see, Andy. So it looks like there's two Fays. There's that one, and then there's this one, which does strengthen it. And then there's the November 7th, two down from the Faye. And then that Faye. And then the Dennis. And then, let's see here. Basically these two Fays right here. And that has a Dennis too. Look, it goes through the first Faye, and look, a Vera. Now, this is the only Vera anywhere on any of these walls. The only one that just happens to be right there. I'm gonna go back over here and show some things. I think that's the Apostle's Daughter, a memorial. There's the April 12th, 1951. Highly unusual. It just looks like a centered, perfect placement. It just looks like it's meant to be. Look at that. This is one of two Dennises on all of these walls. Look at this. Now, it's not super strong in terms of perfectly being aligned with anything. And then there's a November 17th up there. Likewise, that's not super strong in terms of being perfectly aligned, though it is kitty corner from Joseph's and a Woodruff, so it's interesting for sure. But here's why I don't believe those are coincidence, because look, you have my patriarchal blessing month and year, except it's a prophet's birthday, July 19th. I got my patriarchal blessing July 2nd, 2004. Let's go over here, and then where was it? It was actually, yeah, if you follow this same row, look, if you follow that same row, it just keeps going. There's a Christmas until you get to the first November 7th pattern. November 27th, day my parents were sealed. There's a Ronald, comes from Aaron. And then look at this, May 15th. It's the only day that can denote the name Aaron, the priesthood of Aaron. And look, it's 6 days from an ordination of a president of the church, George Albert Smith, May 21st, 1945. Let's look at this. I think I forgot everything. Some of the stuff over here. Let's see here. Okay. And then right here, nothing. There's an April 4th. Okay, there was pretty much nothing. There's a November to 1908. Anyways, so here's another wall of things that I don't believe are coincidence. Again, the April 12th, 1951 is right over there. So look at this. Here you have my patriarchal blessing month and year. Where is it? It's up there again with all the correct digits, July 2nd, 2004. However, it has the 12. So you get my mom's birthday going into it, September 12th, which makes sense. And then let me see. And then you have one day from November 7th, Apostle Scott's birth, just kind of kitty corner and up from that. Just trying to see if there's something I missed. Here, Pauline, Naylor, John F. And I should note, a Smith, Daryl Smith, so you have the D. I don't know if that guy's first name is Daryl. It's not Doctor, because this guy was a lawyer. I tried to Google him. You have a D Smith, same as pattern as my patriarch who gave me the blessing. November 7th apostle right there, being represented. And then you come down and you have my dad's. Now, here's why I don't believe that is a coincidence, my dad's. because next to that you have a November 7th pattern with a Long Beach, California. My dad was born in Long Beach, close to Long Beach in California. And he will die here. He will pass away here. And you have his birthday right there. Now, look at this. Here's the first November 7th on a prophet's birth year. And then David O. McKay's there. Okay, let's see if the pattern continues. Here is the second Dennis. That's right. There was two right here. And then if you actually look down here, you have a September 21st, 1951, which is 9 days from my mom's birth, and it has all of her correct digits. Switch the 1 and the 2. Okay, this wall had almost nothing right here. So I skipped this wall right here, pretty much had nothing. There was November 17th up there. I didn't know what to make of it. Okay, so look. Here is the second November 7th, which is also on a prophet's birth year, Oaks, with my patriarchal blessing year. Here's why I don't believe that is coincidence. As you go up, you get another July 2004, 6 days after I got my patriarchal blessing. This is the fact that I've had 3 of those already. It's almost unheard of, that compacted. And then up there you have 4 days from Elder Ballard's birthday. Now, look at this. My patriarchal blessing that talks about the line of the prophets. Look at this. My mom's September 12th on a prophet's birth year. None of the other years are presidents of the church. Now, coincidence? The July 8th, 2004, my mom's on a prophet's birth year. There's the July 2nd. I got my patriarchal blessing July 2nd, 2004. There's the April 12th, 1951 right there. So I can't remember everything, and I don't want this to be long. Now, this was unusual. 2 December 23rds on the same year. Mount St. Helens, 1980 maybe, but anyways, you have 2 birthdays of Joseph Smith next to the 3rd, November 7th. Right there. And then I found this interesting. 1908, switch the 8 and the 0. 1980 with the 7. July 7th, an ordination of Harold B. Lee. David O. McKay's birthday. Anyways, these are too strong, these patterns. I forgot what was over here. All right, let's see. I think there was one more July 2004, but I'm gonna end this video because the patterns here. There is the 2 phase. There's the Vera, the Dennis, the November 7th.